Welcome to the Bootstrap Mogul podcast, where we bring you the grassroots tips, tricks, and stories in everything entrepreneurship, digital marketing, and personal development. I'm your host, Olguin. Hello, and welcome back to the Bootstrap Mogul podcast. I'm your host, Olguin, and today we have an exciting episode lined up for you. We'll be diving into my personal experiences and learnings on how to attract free publicity for your brand. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. But before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media to stay updated with our latest episodes and exclusive content. All right, so let's jump right in. So I remember when I first started my journey in the world of branding and entrepreneurship. It was tough, especially with a limited budget. And if there's one thing that I've learned over the years, it's that publicity is essential for the growth of your brand. But the question is, how do you attract free publicity when you don't have the resources to spend on expensive marketing campaigns? Well, my friends, it all begins with a little creativity and persistence. I started focusing on my unique selling proposition, or USP. I asked myself, what makes my brand stand out from the rest? Now, once I had that nailed down, I began to explore different ways to share my story with the world. Now, one strategy that worked well for me was leveraging social media platforms to create and share content related to my brand. And by consistently posting that valuable content, engaging with my audience, and collaborating with other influencers in my niche, I was able to generate buzz and attract the attention of journalists and publications. Another tactic I found useful was reaching out to local news outlets and offering to provide expert commentary on relevant topics. By positioning myself as an authority in my field, I was able to, showcase my expertise and also provide valuable exposure for my brand. These experiences have taught me that with the right approach, anyone can attract free publicity for their brand. And to help you get started, I'm going to share 5 easy ways to get publicity for your business. Are you ready? Let's dive in. This episode is brought to you by Income Multiplier, the game-changing program that's helping individuals just like you transform their financial futures. Are you a small business owner, a 9-to-5 employee, or just someone looking to create additional income streams? Do you want more financial stability and flexibility in your life? If you answered yes, then Income Multiplier is the perfect solution for you. Income Multiplier is a comprehensive course designed to teach you how to identify, create, and scale multiple income streams tailored to your unique skills and passions. By the end of the program, you will be able to first identify lucrative income stream opportunities that align with your strengths and interests, develop a plan to build and grow your new income streams, master essential marketing techniques to attract customers and increase revenue, and balance and manage your new ventures without getting overwhelmed. And here's the best part. As a special offer for our podcast listeners, you can start your journey to financial freedom for just $9. For a limited time, you can unlock the full potential of Income Multiplier at an unbeatable price. So what are you waiting for? It's time to take control of your financial future and break free from the constraints of your current situation. To get started with Income Multiplier, simply visit the link in the description or the show notes. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Enroll in Income Multiplier today and transform your life for the better. Okay, so first is clarify what makes you unique. The core of any publicity effort is a hook that attracts people and tells them how you uniquely meet their needs. To get publicity, you need to entice journalists and influencers to write about you with a newsworthy hook. The first step is to answer this question: why should people write about you? And once you understand what makes you unique, you can then craft a message to communicate that. Look, you have competitors who offer similar products or services, but you're asking people to choose you instead. Now, a good place to start is to consider what makes your offering different from others in your field. You can do this by putting yourself in the shoes of your customers. What do they like about you? Why do they choose you instead of someone else? If you're already in business, look over past communications and see what happy customers say about you, because their words can help you clarify what makes you unique. So here's an example. Along with your products, you might offer full technical support free of charge. Other companies in your industry don't do this in quite the same way. If this is why your customers buy from you, you know this is something you need to emphasize. So think about your unique value in terms of benefits rather than features. The benefit in the above example is peace of mind. If the customer has a problem, they know it will be solved for free. So clarify your unique benefits in terms of how you make your customers' lives better, the actual improvements that they can feel and see. Once you identify these benefits, you want to make them the core message behind your publicity. This is why someone would want to write about you. Second, build a list of journalists and influencers. It's important to think about who's going to write about you. If you want good publicity, you need to build a list of journalists and influencers whom you can contact for press coverage. The way it works is that you give them your news, announcement, or message, and if you made that enticing enough, they write about it for their audience. The journalist audience is an important consideration because their readers or listeners need to be people who will potentially become your followers or customers. And for this reason, the writer needs to be someone in your industry whom others listen to. In addition to journalists, you should be looking for influencers in your field. An influencer really is anyone with a large and receptive audience, and they tend to be thought leaders in their area and have a dedicated following. This could be someone like a blogger who writes about a product or service they've used and like, and when they write about it, their audience checks it out. Your list of journalists and influencers should include not only writers for publications, both online and off, but also podcasters, bloggers, YouTubers, people on social media, anyone else in any media who has the right audience for your product or service. There are many ways to find individuals to reach out for press. Here are a few ideas. The first one is called Help a Reporter Out, or HARO. This is a website for people who need publicity and journalists who need something to write about. It has the biggest database of reporters of any site of its kind. The next one is called SourceBottle. SourceBottle is a similar service that's easier to use because you don't need to register first. You can just fill out the forms to put out a call for journalists. Both sites are free to use. You can also find journalists by looking at popular websites and publications or influential people in your niche on social media. Keyword search on social media sites like Twitter and Instagram is also an effective way to find people to write about you. Now, third is choose newsworthy events to publicize. You can publicize your business with stories about your products or services themselves, but it's actually much more effective if you have an actual newsworthy event or development that's going to be of interest to that person's audience. The piece of news can be about you or your business, or it can be a news story, an event, something timely like a holiday, or something else in your industry that you can report on. Is there a recent change in your business that you should let people know about, such as the launch of a new product line, maybe you're opening a new facility, or some sort of significant anniversary? If you want to use something outside your business, look at industry or market news. Look at the calendar to see if there's any sort of event like a trade show or holiday that's relevant to your audience. The news doesn't have to be strictly related to your business, but it really should be something that your audience cares about. It should be related enough to your business that there's not really a disconnect. So for example, if you have a plumbing or mold remediation service, you might write about the rising temperatures expected for the coming summer and what this means for homeowners. This shows that you're an expert in your field, as well as a provider of a service that can help. If you're an electronic supplier or internet provider, you might write about the shift to 5G and what it means for consumers. An online marketing firm might write about a recent change that Instagram or Facebook has made to its algorithms, or maybe a new platform that businesses can use to advertise. So really think about your audience's interests and needs. Consider your expertise and topics that you know a great deal about. And then keep your eye on industry news and developments so that way you can find engaging stories that you can share for publicity. The key is that the article or whatever you're writing about or whatever post, it ends with an introduction to you and your offers. Okay, so let's move on to number 4. This is getting interviewed on radio and podcasts. So think beyond text-based publications and take advantage of other forms of media. So a great way to do this is to be interviewed on a podcast or some sort of radio show. These types of content are extremely popular right now, and they offer a great way to get yourself more widely known. It's the same basic idea as any other sort of publicity. You want to choose podcasts and shows that are in your niche and relevant to your market, and that have their own large engaged audience. Then you want to choose a topic or some news to discuss. People will then check out the show to hear the information you're sharing, and then through this content, they'll find out who you are and look for more. So create a list of podcasts that are in your industry. Choose ones that have a large listener base. Then take some time to get to know the podcasters and their shows, subscribe and listen so you can see if it's the right topic and format for you. You can also go through past episodes to see what topics they've covered so you can choose a new topic. A good long-term strategy is to become an active listener. Interact with the podcast on social media and elsewhere so that way you start to put yourself on the host's radar. Leave insightful or helpful comments so they start to see you as another expert in the industry. This will make it much more natural when you pitch your interview episode to them. All right, and then step number 5 is to prepare your media kit. Creating a media kit makes doing your own publicity easier. This is a publicity package that you can publish online for anyone to see, but also to send out to journalists and influencers when you contact them. It's a ready-made tool for communicating who you are and what you do. The absolute essentials of a media kit include a concise explanation of the unique benefits you offer, aka the hook you developed earlier in this episode. Then, your contact information, which includes links to your website and all your social media profiles. A bio of you and any important people in your organization, a headshot, and branded visuals such as your logo. Your media kit should show everything you want people to know at a glance about you and your brand. The essentials should go on the front page, but you might also have additional pages. These would include things like images of maybe your facilities or your products or your services, the latest news about your business, or even press clippings that help to explain who you are. Now, Canva is a good and easy to use design program that you can use to make your media kit look good all by yourself. It's simple with a drag and drop functionality, and it has a robust range of tools. You can use Canva for free or choose Canva Pro for a small monthly fee. Canva Pro comes with more photos and design elements and no limit on resizing, number of folders, and other features. Now, before we wrap up this episode on getting free publicity by and for your brand, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. Remember, the key to attracting free publicity lies in your creativity, persistence, and willingness to put yourself out there. Build genuine relationships with journalists, influencers, and other key players in your industry to increase your chances of being featured in their content. And don't forget to consistently create newsworthy and shareable content that showcases your unique selling proposition, and always stay true to your brand values. By implementing these strategies and keeping an open mind, you are going to be well on your way to unlocking the power of free publicity for your brand. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Bootstrap Mogul podcast. I hope these insights and experience have inspired you to take action and leverage free publicity for your own brand. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow entrepreneurs and business owners. Until next time, remember, be bold, be authentic, and never stop pursuing your dreams. I'll see you in the next episode.